I have a hybrid practice between international trade and consumer product regulatory law. I started off practicing international trade because I've always had an interest in international relations and in particular the relationships between the public sector and the private sector on a global level. And while at law school, I had the very good fortune of working with Dr. Maureen Irish on a number of initiatives relating to international trade, and that really solidified my career path. Once I started practicing international trade, I found that consumer product regulatory law was a very complementary area simply because most of my clients were trying to get goods in or out of the country. At Heenan Blaikie, practicing international trade and consumer product regulatory law is constantly in a state of flux simply because the rules and regulations in those areas are constantly in a state of flux. And so one of the challenges for me is to keep on top of those changes and to ensure that our clients are getting the benefit of our advice in a timely manner and to ensure that our clients understand how changes in regulatory regimes would impact them. I can think of two key pieces of advice that I've learned from mentors over the past number of years. The first is from a colleague who I've practiced law with for a number of years, and he told me at a very junior level in my career that we should consider ourselves more in the customer service industry as opposed to in the legal industry, simply because we are servicing our clients, and that is the key. Client service is paramount, and we should provide those legal services with confidence. And the second piece of advice that I keep at the back of my mind as often as possible was something that a colleague of mine mentioned to me a few years ago, and that is that the practice of law is meant to be a long-term goal. It's meant to be a long-term career. And so while it's very easy to get caught up in the day-to-day bumps and hurdles and anxieties, it's important to remember that keeping a long-term perspective on your career can really help settle those anxieties and can help keep you on track. I made the decision several years ago that any extra hours I had at the end of the day outside billable work and family time, I wanted to devote to a particular cause or initiative that not only I could relate to, but where I could see the impact pretty quickly. And for me, that turned quite naturally into developing and spearheading a number of women's initiatives at Heenan Blaikie. In particular, I've been very happy to roll out a program for women associates that we call our Lunch and Learn program at Heenan Blaikie. And that's an opportunity for our women associates to get together on a monthly basis, enjoy lunch together. We have a speaker come in to talk to us about life strategies, practice management strategies, business development strategies, etc. And it's been a really great opportunity for women at the firm to develop deeper relationships both on a professional and on a personal level. In my area of practice, being an international trade practitioner, many of my clients are based overseas, and so there have been a number of practical implications to that on my daily life. For instance, scheduling a conference call, something as simple as that can be very challenging. There have been a number of instances when I've been on the phone at 11 o'clock or in the middle of the night with clients overseas, and that becomes challenging from a time perspective and also very challenging when I'm trying to manage a family at home as well. I attribute most of my success to the group of people that I practice law with. It's been a fabulous experience to work with such top-notch practitioners, the best in their field, and to be mentored by those individuals and to learn the trade of law and also to learn the practice management of a law career by such experts has been truly incredible for me. And I also attribute my success to the entrepreneurial spirit of Heenan Blaikie. I'm confident that if I were practicing law somewhere else, I wouldn't have the rich and diverse series of clients that I have at Heenan, simply because Heenan's fosters an entrepreneurial spirit and encourages associates and partners to go out and find new clients in diverse areas and diverse locations around the world.